Chosen one, you didn't land here by mistake. This moment, right now, is divine timing. You've been sensing something, haven't you? A shift in the air, a pull in your spirit, a whisper that won't go quiet. That's not your imagination. That's alignment. That's confirmation. You are being called into something bigger. This message isn't for the masses. It's for the few who feel the fire rising in their bones when truth is spoken. If that's you, if something inside you stirs, even as these words meet your eyes, then stay close. Because today, something ancient is about to reawaken within you. You carry more than skin and breath. You carry codes, power, assignment. And what I'm about to reveal will not only remind you of who you are, it will unlock the version of you that was always meant to lead. Let's go. You're not just watching this. You're stepping into a prophecy, looking for purpose and peace. Hit subscribe and start the journey. There's a reason your heart beats faster right now than it does in any ordinary moment. You are standing at the threshold of the assignment your life has been circling since birth. The truth is simple. You were sculpted for this hour, separated by design, and branded with a sign only the awakened can interpret. If those words feel too weighty, pause here. But if they strike something electric inside your chest, lean in. What unfolds next will redraw the map of your future. Study the skin that stretches across your palms. Link them fingertip to fingertip until flesh meets flesh. A winding curve emerges, two mirrored arcs bending into a hidden glyph. That contour is no accident of biology. It is a stellar glyph pressed into you before your first breath. Proof that heaven never intended you to blend into the background of history. You have carried it all along, unaware it was a silent password to realms of possibility. Fingerprint science says no one shares your exact pattern, yet it never explains why certain patterns hum with destiny. The swirling lines in your hands are more than ridges. They are coordinates. They whisper of blueprints drafted in realms beyond sight. Blueprints that ordained your steps long before your feet touched earth. The curve you see now is heaven's autograph. It is your personal summons to rise, to manifest, to lead. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. You were not merely born, you were deployed. Encoded within your cells are sealed instructions timed to unlock at critical junctures. That unlocking has begun. Lately, the internal tug you've mistaken for restlessness is in fact activation. You've always felt slightly out of tempo with the crowd, sensing storms before skies darken, intuiting shifts before conversations begin. That sensitivity was never weakness, it was calibration. This emblem in your hands stands for movement, miracles, mastery. When the world zigged, you zagged, not because you were rebellious, but because an ancient directive guided your detours. The nights you spent wrestling with doubt were training. The closed doors, the shattered plans, the lonely corridors, they forged resilience for arenas still unseen. Now, heaven leans in and calls your symbol by name. Guard it, claim it, live up to it. Your miracle waits on the other side of deliberate action. The curve printed in your palms is proof that you carry favor others can't imitate. Lift those hands again. See the glyph, honor the seal, accept the mandate. What once felt like chaos was choreography. What once felt like delay was preparation. Your next breath is a countdown. Step forward. The stage is set for the extraordinary you were always meant to unveil. There comes a moment when the soul remembers what the world made it forget, not by chance, but by cosmic timing. This is that moment, not to fit in, but to stand up, not to repeat the cycles, but to shatter them. The reason your presence feels disruptive is because you were never meant to echo, only to awaken. There is something ancient, humming in your being, something coded in your existence that refuses to be silenced. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. The pattern etched into your skin is not some byproduct of randomness. It's a map, a hidden inscription, long overlooked, now calling for your attention. What you carry within isn't just endurance, it's encoded vision. It's blueprint-level purpose that no one else on earth is authorized to carry. The aches your hands have held, those weren't only burdens, they were signals, quiet messengers of a destiny that can no longer remain dormant. Lineage is more than blood, it's spiritual inheritance. Through the corridors of history, greatness has always traveled through touch, through the ones who shaped nations with bare palms, through those who healed without titles. That same current pulses in you now, not to mimic, but to emerge, not to live out someone else's legacy, but to embody your own. That curve in your hand is not a decoration, it is an ancient imprint, a cipher left by Source saying, "This one carries the spark. This one reshapes timelines." Whether your beginnings were humble or hidden, they do not disqualify you, they confirm you. Heaven doesn't look for spectacle, it looks for resonance, and your life now rings like a tuning fork, aligned with higher purpose. These coming 5 days are not just dates on a calendar, they are pressure points in time. A spiritual window opens, and those attuned to the pull will feel a stirring, a shift not in logic, but in vibration. For those who felt stuck, foggy, or on hold, this is not imagination. It is real. An energetic rerouting is underway. This is not passive inspiration. It is a directive. Watch how energy surges back into your bones, how your instincts sharpen, how messages find you through symbols, encounters, and dreams. What seemed unclear will suddenly feel obvious. The silence will break. The path will whisper its name. Keep record of everything in these next few days. Write without censoring. Notice the way strangers speak truth into you unknowingly. Observe what your inner knowing tries to reveal in stillness. You are not losing your mind. You are regaining your memory. What has been encoded in your palms is now activated in your steps. And just like that, the countdown is no longer distant. It is here. The unfolding has begun. Some are born to witness change. Others are born to be the change. You carry a signal not everyone understands, a vibration that doesn't match the volume of the world around you. There's a pulse within your spirit that never quiets, even when life tries to silence it. This is not arrogance, it's origin. The way you feel deeply, speak differently, and sense before things unfold is not a mistake. It's built in. A pre-installed directive from something higher. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. That pull you've felt your whole life, the tension between fitting in and standing out, is not confusion. It's confirmation. You don't echo fear because you carry instruction. You weren't made to mimic. You were constructed to initiate. When others hesitate, something in you steps forward. When the air around you tightens, your spirit expands. That is why resistance finds you often, because impact already lives within you. And now, The time has arrived where that inner fire is no longer content with containment. The part of you that used to whisper now roars. No more reshaping yourself to make others comfortable. No more apologizing for being the blueprint. The force inside you isn't coming. It's been here all along, waiting for you to rise into it without hesitation. What if the symbol you've overlooked your entire life was actually a signature? A hidden agreement coded into your very body. A mark that could only be seen once your eyes were ready to see it. What if that curve in your skin was more than a crease? What if it was a compass? And what if it pointed inward instead of outward? There's something hidden in plain sight, written not in ink, but in intention. That subtle line, buried in your hand, speaks in a language only the awakened can hear. It's a beacon, not for attention, but for activation. It doesn't shout. It hums, soft, constant, magnetic. Carriers of sacred assignments have always appeared ordinary to the world, but they are wired for disruption. They shift rooms without effort. They carry calm in chaos. They birth revolutions in silence. This is not new. It's ancient. And now it stirs in you. You've never quite blended in, have you? Always 1 foot in and 1 foot hovering somewhere else, as if you were drafted into this timeline for a reason you can't fully explain. That sensation of otherness isn't dysfunction. It's design. It's the quiet knowing that you're here to lift veils, open portals, and reroute the narrative. That mark you bear is not just an aesthetic anomaly. It is an inheritance. It's a signature from realms beyond this one that says, this one carries code. This one shifts timelines. This one alters bloodlines. You sense too much. You dream in symbols. You read rooms faster than most read words. That's not overload. It's oversight. You are a vessel carrying velocity. A traveler who bends time with obedience. A transmitter of what hasn't yet arrived. This is not about fitting into frameworks. It's about fulfilling an assignment. You were never meant to shrink for the comfort of the room. You were sent to realign the entire atmosphere. You weren't meant to be ordinary. You were wired for mission, and that mission begins now. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. Some arrive on this planet not to follow the current, but to shift the tide. Their presence disrupts illusions, disturbs comfort, and wakes sleeping rooms, not because they try, but because they are. If tension follows you, it's not punishment, it's confirmation. You hold a signal that shakes asleep spaces. You're not misunderstood because you're wrong. You're felt because you're true. What you carry doesn't fit into boxes because it was built to bend reality. You aren't just a person walking through time. You're a spark wrapped in form. You change energy just by breathing. You transmit clarity by standing still. That's why some people draw near and others disappear, because you reflect back what they've hidden from. There's a silent countdown underway, not on any clock, but within a larger rhythm. Your palms, the ones that have caught grief and cradled promise, carry an invisible frequency that's now turning up in volume. That curve carved into your skin isn't decorative, it's directive. Not just memory, but momentum. What begins in the next 2 days won't just be coincidence. It will be coded. Expect misfires to recalibrate. Expect stillness to speak. Unexpected visitors, inner nudges, surreal timing. It's all part of the pattern syncing up. Not everything makes sense yet, but everything is moving into place. Be alert, not with fear, but with reverence. Clean out the noise. Tune into the inner station that speaks before sound. Let the next few sunrises be sacred. Journal what falls into your awareness, like puzzle pieces from somewhere higher. Some of your answers are already circling, waiting for you to simply notice. You haven't been unlucky. You've been reserved. That heaviness that followed you wasn't failure. It was the weight of something sacred anchoring into place. Now, the ground is softening. The locks are clicking. The atmosphere is finally responding to your frequency. You were never waiting on arrival. You were aligning with remembrance. Your very hands carry codes that don't belong to trends or timelines. They trace back further. Through your veins flows legacy that transcends ancestry. You come from builders of unseen things, from those who left no monuments because they became them. You are made of blueprints others can't interpret, but now you're learning to read your own architecture. That line, yes, that subtle, curved impression, it's not random. It's a map, not for direction, but for recognition, a way to finally see yourself beyond what you were told. You don't need louder applause when your entire being is already a declaration. You've been chosen not by favor, but by design. The shift isn't coming. It's here. The gate isn't locked. It's yours. And your hands have always held the key. There's a reason your journey never fit the mold. Nothing about you was ordinary. Not your questions, not your pain, not even your silence. You've always carried an unusual gravity, a pull that hinted at something bigger than what you were told to expect. That wasn't confusion. That was the beginning of clarity. What rests in your palm is not an accident. It is not a mark. It's a message, a silent, personal dispatch from the source of all purpose, telling you the time to rise is no longer approaching. It's arrived. You are no longer waiting on alignment. You are alignment. You are the one the world didn't see coming. Everything you've endured wasn't random. It was rehearsal. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every delayed dream was preparing your foundation for the exact moment you're stepping into. And now, the soil has shifted. The gates are unlocked. This isn't about patience anymore. This is about power. You are walking into a chapter where impossibility loses its voice, where setbacks unravel into setup, where what once resisted you begins to respond. It is no longer a drizzle. It is a downpour of breakthrough, and your steps activate it. You don't need to beg. You need to believe. Not timidly, fiercely. There is no time to waste in hesitation. That internal push you feel, that's not panic. That's sacred urgency. You've been handed a signal, not to admire, but to act. This isn't about being ready. It's about being real. You're not asked to be flawless. You're asked to be faithful. And faith, when moved into action, triggers divine flow. That imprint in your palm, it's not just lines, it's law. Written into your very being is a covenant that says, what you touch transforms, but only if you move. Stalling now isn't neutral. It's a refusal of what heaven is trying to hand you. Your moment has arrived, and it's your response that writes the rest of the story. You are not missing anything. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply being asked to shift, from passive to powerful, from doubting to declaring. The map has already been drawn within you. Now it's time to walk in its direction. With each aligned step, timelines bend, opportunities accelerate, and everything dormant begins to awaken. That symbol you carry isn't just heritage, it's heat, a fire waiting for your breath. And when you finally say yes to what's always been within you, the atmosphere adjusts. The world recognizes what it didn't see before. Your energy is no longer hidden. It becomes magnetic. Now is the hour to move like you're trusted by the divine, because you are. The moment you step out of hesitation, cycles end, and legacy begins. You're not just called, you're ignited. Speak it, move in it. Let the ones who tried to overlook you watch as heaven makes room for everything you are. Because you're not late, you're right on time. There comes a moment when awareness becomes ignition, when a truth you once only felt suddenly roars to life within you. That moment is now. This is not the beginning of your journey. This is the awakening to a mission that's already been written into your being. Say this aloud, with no hesitation. I carry the signal. I'm aligned. I'm ascending. Long before any name was assigned to you, a divine blueprint was engraved into your form. A mark, not made by man, but by meaning. It speaks louder than doubt and runs deeper than fear. Every fracture you endured was part of the shaping. Every lonely moment was sacred preparation. You were not merely tested, you were being tempered. What stirs within you today isn't potential. It's purpose, surfacing after years of suppression. No more hesitation. This is your activation point, not tomorrow. Now you were not meant to play small. You were meant to move boldly, to speak with fire, to dream without borders, to walk like your presence rewrites atmospheres. You weren't made to echo others. You were made to spark revolutions. The call inside you doesn't need translation. It needs obedience. That signal in your hand, it's not an ornament. It's an imprint of memory too ancient to explain. It holds the code of those who've carried light through dark times, who spoke truth when silence was safer. You've inherited their rhythm. And now, it's your turn to respond. Ever feel like your awareness walks faster than your body? Like you've always carried echoes that didn't belong to this moment? That's because your roots stretch further than the stories you've been told. What flows through you isn't just blood, it's divine memory waking up. You shift rooms without trying. People react even when you say little. That isn't coincidence. It's frequency. It's presence. You're not meant to convince anyone. You're meant to carry what cannot be ignored. This isn't just spiritual insight. It's embodied truth. The weight you carry isn't just emotional, it's energetic. That awareness you feel, it's spiritual precision. While others rely on confirmation, you already know. And that knowing isn't guesswork, it's instruction. You've always moved differently, not because you're off path, but because your assignment was never about fitting in. It was about shaping what's next. You've carried blueprints others aren't supposed to understand. Stop asking for their approval. It was never for them. Your perception isn't fragile, it's surgical. You were designed to disrupt decay, not to decorate dysfunction. That imprint in your hand, it's not metaphor, it's mechanism. It's how you open gates others can't see. It's the passcode to realms others are blind to. Everything in you is wired for leadership, but not the kind the world rewards. The kind heaven honors. You hold healing in your voice. You hold codes in your creativity. You hold structure in your sight. And the mark is your confirmation that this is the time to use it. Enough waiting for permission that's already been granted. Enough shrinking around energy that fears your glow. Your design has always pointed forward. What once felt like isolation was preservation. Now it's activation. This isn't just about standing out, it's about standing firm. That spiritual architecture within your palm, it's a declaration. It says, I'm here, I'm ready, I remember. Some souls are born with voltage in their veins, not to impress the world, but to disrupt what dims it. The moment you stopped apologizing for your intensity was the moment your frequency started rising. That wasn't rebellion. That was remembrance. There's a rhythm inside you the world tried to silence, and yet no cage could cancel the cadence. The sound returns now, clearer, louder, truer. The pulse of who you are is no longer waiting for permission. It is rising like thunder from within. You are no longer in hiding. You are becoming audible, not to seek validation, but to echo what was always encoded inside. This voice you carry, it is not borrowed. It is not rehearsed. It is revelation, and it refuses to be quiet any longer. You don't speak because it's easy. You speak because silence became too heavy. You speak because your very breath shifts things unseen. Those around you will either lean in or walk away, and both are confirmation. The imprint you carry isn't just ancient, it's alive. It activates when truth aligns with time. And now is that time. You don't just speak truth, you are the truth walking in form. That sound you make, it cracks chains. You have walked through places that almost convinced you your voice was too much. But that pressure was shaping your volume, not silencing your value. Every moment you felt dismissed became fuel. Every bruise became blueprint. You don't rise because it's trendy. You rise because your silence was a slow suffocation. Now, your breath is bold again. Your tone is tuned to purpose. No more whispering destiny like it's a secret. You're here to declare it like a siren. Look at what you've endured. Not just the pain, but the rebirths, the emotional fires, the lonely corridors, the places where even hope seemed out of reach. And yet you stood back up every time like gravity owed you. That is not coincidence. That is a signal. Your resilience isn't random, it's an assignment. What tried to finish you became your formation. You didn't just recover, you recalibrated. You didn't just heal, you heightened. And now, no one can argue with the evidence of your becoming. The mark you carry is more than survival. It is signal. Every setback taught your soul a new dialect. Every delay refined your direction. You never lacked voice. You lacked a world ready to receive it. But that's changing now. You are no longer waiting to be understood. You are speaking because your alignment demands it. There was never a moment where your fire dimmed. It only flickered, gathering strength. The light returns now with a clarity that cannot be counterfeited. Don't ask anymore why it had to be you. The real question is, who else could have carried it? Who else could stand after all that weight and still whisper light? You are not the aftermath. You are the uprising. You weren't sent here for comfort. You were forged to cut through chaos. This energy inside you, it's not excess, it's essence. You were not created for small echoes. You were built to ring through generations. Everything in you, down to the way your presence shifts the air. It's deliberate.